Guy, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Here we go, Malachi. Ooh. I haven't gotten to see Malachi play in a little bit. I think, Malachi does kind of go on these runs. Oh, wait, no, I'm so sorry. What the heck?
No, this is Hat Malachi.
Oh, no, I was looking at the names. Yeah, it's Hat Malachi.
This is Hat Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi kind of goes on these runs where, because he's top seed, he just, disappears into the void for an hour, and then he comes back.
True. He's in losers semis. Who sent him into losers?
No. I think this is all set up for
winners.
Side
I was
right
about
now,
to say.
So, yes.
Happy Eddie the Kid. I know that. So he's claimed the name.
Yes. So
that's why.
Your final four right now, losers semis, is going to be Ryan, Eddie the Kid. Then winner of that plays the loser of this, and then we get grand. So 3 more sets after this one. So making it 4 sets left in Xanadu.
True.
We're going to get some good stuff here.
True. It feels very like trademark Xanadu. We have no spacies left. We'll only have, unless Hat pulls out a spacey, but usually, we might see the Marth too. Hat has a Marth.
Yeah. It is interesting because we do have this wall of spacies where if you're bad, you lose to the spacies.
Yeah.
So I'm raising my hand. And then after you get to that, you are the spacey. And then after that, you have a chance at making money.
Yeah.
That's all it is here.
True. Yeah, these players are very high level in the respect that, Malachi, top 100 player, really good. But Hat, been a local legend for a while, and it would be huge for him to take some games here off Malachi.
Malachi is
really make a statement.
Malachi's a tough cookie, I'll tell you what.
True.
Hat has been taking down people over and over again. So I don't know if do you know much about the Hat lore? Because it was before my time, really. I just know that people were like, yeah, Hat's here. I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, Hat's really good. And then I've watched Hat just run through people all day.
It just Hat been playing for a long time, just seen a lot.
Yeah.
Has a lot of situations memorized. Is just quick to decision making. And it's just a lot of time spent in the game just giving him that power up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he is going against a very, very, very highly rated Malachi, who's also now got West Coast hands. I'll say it.
True.
West Coast, he's moved on over to NorCal, grinding over there. He's working over there, but I don't know if he's in town for this or Christmas as a whole. But that is game 1.
Yeah, game 1 dominantly going to Malachi. Malachi up 1-0 and 2 games away from grand finals.
I want to talk to Malachi if he feels like he's getting West Coast hands. This is a thing that I've seen in a lot of different organizations where if you do something that's done across the nation, West Coast and East Coast styles are very different. Rap, dance. I personally know it in drumming because drumming on the West Coast, it's very much so known about looseness and flowing together, whereas East Coast is very technical. Everyone is hitting it at the same time, the same exact way. I wonder if that applies to Melee at all, where if you play West Coast style, you pick up on things that West Coast do that East Coast do differently. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, all the top players, well, let's go through a couple of them. I mean, Mango, West Coast. Who's East Coast that's a top player? Plup. Plup's still East Coast, right?
Cody and J-Mook are East Coast.
Okay.
So
I mean, I would say that they're 2 of the most technical people that play Melee.
Yeah.
And
I feel like some of those foxes, like Moki, and even Sunsei, or almost can they don't have as good a neutral, but sometimes they can be just as technical, if not even more.
That's true. They have moments where they lock in on technical, and then moments where you're just oh, that was swag,
dude. But Cody is really smart, just the smartest decision maker out of everyone. He kind of has. It's funny that Mango's our GOAT, but if there's somebody who plays the most Tom Brady in Melee form, other than Hungry Box is also kind of like that. It is definitely him.
That's interesting, huh? Cody is the most Tom Brady.
Cody. Yeah.
Interesting.
Cody
That's
and
a good-
HBox are both kind of like that style.
Yeah.
Where they're just not going to make a mistake.
Yeah. It's, you know what's funny? I feel like
When they're on.
the difference between East Coast and West Coast, the East Coast goal is to make the right decision. West Coast goal is to make the decision that worked.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe that's what it is. That's the takeaway.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's how it's classically said.
Yeah.
It's been interpreted a lot of different ways. I think, though, that there's also a universal, beside what coast you're on, there's also, just universally how the game is being played.
Yeah.
And you see that. You're not only going to see that with the top matches. It's also interesting to see those same vibes, the same modes of play, be implemented in this sort of a form, or this sort of a bracket where it's a local, or at monthlies. You're still going to get so many micro decisions being made by both players that are very technical, demand technical proficiency, and I just feel like there's no mistakes being made. Only how the game is being played and how correct.
Yeah.
Not correct, but how willing you are to work through it.
Yeah.
So before, I feel like middle of this year, it was all about crouch cancel.
Oh, yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
That's a good example. It's just crouch cancel is OP. The crouch canceling is just that is the whole play style. A low percent game is dead. Stuff like that. And now I feel like there's been more of a focus on jabs, on interruption moves, just changing up the flow of things.
Yes.
And it started to allow for melee that's a little bit more side to side than we're used to. Because a lot of matches were being technical, but they're close together. And I feel like now that's part of that, but players are starting to open back up. And it's starting to benefit, I think, Spaceys, but just characters with good jabs. Oh, misses it there.
For those who can't hear it coming through our mic, Hat is getting heckled by his friends right now.
Yeah. Hoss is
grinning ear to ear right now, yelling at him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hoss is the local legend of our region.
Yes.
And best friends with Malachi. But also really good friends with Hat as well. They're also longtime friends. And so
it's a perfect time to bully.
Yeah. This is kind of like the Hoss Bowl, you know what I mean? All we need to see is Malachi if he loses to Skoganon.
Yeah.
And we will be complete.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
But Hat has dropped a couple of just wavelands. What is going on? Check the R button.
Yeah.
He's dropped a couple of wavelands, and then you just hear it from the crowd. So, good call out. That was gross.
Yeah, Hat getting back in it. Oh, kind of needed to win that neutral interaction. 3%. Goes for the up smash. Who's he doing? Whoa! Spin to win. Malachi, 36% on him. Now has the magic percent on Hat, 78. Doesn't get the fair, but does get the back air. Another back air there. Into the nair. 113% on Hat. Hat fighting to get back on the stage. But the right play there from Malachi has put Hat on his last stock.
I love Malachi going all the way out there, just forcing that stock to end. I will say I haven't seen as many down smashes from Malachi as I'm used to. I wonder if that's just the style or just how the game has gone for him. Interesting to see as the rest of the tournament shakes out if he starts ripping that a little bit more or less.
I think Malachi's just trying to develop some new swag, in his play style. And I feel like some of his final decisions are the same, but it's the way he's moving to those decisions and the way he's making them look, sudden and very flashy and in your face and confident. I think confident's the best word for it. He has these confident movements to his game to where it's exciting to watch. I feel like it's really he did not get that lucky that set.
No.
He usually is very I'm going to get that turnip, right? I'm going to make sure I'm going to get that turnip. But that time didn't need it at all. Just played really well.
Yeah, I think it is a lot about finding new pressure situations and just taking control of the game. So
True.
Very exciting to see. Malachi now is in your grand finals from the winner's side.
Finals. I feel like that was a great era of Xanadu. Was the Malachi?
Yes.
Malachi Island.
We had a ton
finals.
of people coming in from Virginia too, because Malachi